Hi, toast, butter on toast. We are live. Just going to make sure that it is working, and we will be rocking and rolling, baby. Hi, toast. Okay, it works. Okay, you guys, how's it going? Tremaine Hayho here, CEO and founder and president of Hayho Studios. How's it going? How's it going, guys? So earlier today, I posted this video that I was kind of scared to post, and I was scared to post because I knew something like this would happen. I knew this is going to happen as soon as I put it out there, and I wanted to give this advice to people like you and me. No matter what you're doing, whether you're trying to, it's kind of really choppy and laggy. Let me see if I can fix this. Let me see. Well, it's not too bad. It's kind of bad. Okay. So when you start to go after something, whether you start to go after your dream or your goal or your mission or whatever it is, you are going to run into people that say, this isn't going to work. You're going to have people that say, hey, you're kind of crazy, or they're going to say, no, don't actually do that. What you should do is this, X, Y, Z, ABC. And what I am here to say is that make it clear to them what you're actually trying to do. Explain it to them like they're 5 years old, what it is that you're trying to do. And if it doesn't make sense to them and they're still saying, they're still really negative towards you, then end the conversation. I mean, there's nothing else to be had. So I had this conversation with a friend talking about how I'm just looking at building my own movie studio, right? And he goes, well, that's not how it always works. That's not how it works. And I'm like, what do you, like, okay, first off, he said, that's not how this works. What you should do is just sell your movie for $500,000 or $1 million, get a check, and then build your movie studio. It's like, you don't think I've already thought of that? Don't you think I've already tried that? Don't you think that I would, if I were to have had a check in my hand for $500,000, that I wouldn't accept that and just go ahead and build my own movie studio? So what this friend does, he kept repeating himself. I'm like, look, I'm looking at building my own movie studio from scratch, my own feature film studio from scratch. Okay. I understand this isn't how it normally works. Like, well, normally studios hire filmmakers to make the movie. Okay, wait, this is getting really choppy, so I just want to make sure. Butter on toast, we are live. Let me just make sure. This is getting really choppy, so I just want to make sure. Okay, let me see. I'm testing right now. Let me just make sure. It's just kind of okay. It's not choppy where I'm at. Okay, so he's like, well, why don't you just get a check from a distributor and then go make your thing? Dude, don't you think I've already thought of that? Don't you think I've already tried that? Don't you think like, dude, but at the same time, I'm not looking at doing that. I'm looking at making a movie studio from scratch. Okay. Whether this is the way, it's the right way or the wrong way. Oh, you're not going about it the right way, Tremaine. You're not going about it the right way. You should be going about it this way. You should be doing like, no, I'm not looking at going about it the right way. I'm going about it my way. Okay. Like, yes, this is uncharted territory. Okay. This is something that I don't know of anyone else that's looking at building their own movie studio from scratch. Okay. Yes, it would be great to get this check for $100 million and build this massive movie studio. But then I'm going to have $100 million. Sorry, I said 100,000, but $100 million. But I would have $100 million to have to pay back. And that seems to be a little bit ridiculous. So it's like, for me, I'm like, why don't I just work on pursuing this? Okay, here we go. I don't have to go so loud if I got like just one ear on here. And actually, I don't even need to have this on because no one else is on with me. So the whole reason for doing what I want to do is so I'm doing what I want to do, right? So if you are taking a check from other people, if you have checks from investors, then you're beholden to them to do that. Now, I would rather start from scratch, which, by the way, we've got 2 subscribers, baby. 2 subscribers on Subscribestar, $5, right? Which is, okay, yes, this isn't going to fund a whole movie studio, $5 a month. But you know what will fund a movie studio is if we keep growing, if we go another $5 today or another $5 tomorrow, another $5 the next day, and word starts spreading and we start becoming a whole movie studio. So it's a film company, right? So I guess maybe it's not clear to some people. I'm looking at building companies, being able to hire people so we can continue to make movies and keep them in house. Okay, keep them in house, like our own original productions, right? This isn't Warner Brothers. This isn't Warner Brothers making movies to sell to Disney. Okay, it's Warner Brothers to sell to the public to make more movies for Warner Brothers to make more movies for Warner Brothers. Okay, this is Hey Ho Studios making movies from Hey Ho Studios so the studio can make money and to make more movies. So, yes, the right way of going about it is to write some BS movie, go to Columbia Pictures, sell it for $10 million. I'm not saying that would be a terrible idea. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, like I have scripts on the table, but am I going to be actively relying on other people to pitch them to other people to give me this boatload of money? No, I'm not. I'm going to continue to make the movies that I make that I'm interested in. And the reason why I've been producing films and self-financing on my own is with the first experience of having outside investors, it wasn't the best one. And I don't want to have to owe other people money. It's not a good feeling, right? It's just tie your nose. So I guess I'm hoping my whole point of going live anyway, and it's also helping blow off some steam, is that you'll even hear from the people that you think are here to support you. You think they're here, but they, in their mind, they're doing their best to support you. Okay. In their mind, in their world, right. They think it's like, oh yeah, this guy, I'm talking to him. He's like, yeah, well, why didn't you just get a check for $500,000? It's like, dude, in what world are you living in? You know what I mean? Like, yes, okay, that'd be great to get a check for $500,000 for one of my movies and to sell it. But don't you think I'm gonna like that? That's not like what I'm looking at. Building a movie studio to make more movies, to make more money, to make more movies, to make more money, to build a massive movie studio to continue to do that. Now, whether people have or haven't done this in the 21st century, maybe I'm the only one to do it right now, to do it in 2022. I'm sure I'm not the only one. There's a lot of other people, I'm sure, that are raising a lot of money or have raised a lot of money. And I just that feeling of owing money. I would rather just create movies and keep making movies and hiring people and then giving the audience what they want and having a direct relation between the movie studio, the movies, and the audience. So that's what we're looking at doing with the whole Subscribe Star idea. You don't make I don't make a movie and build an audience just to sell it to someone else so they can make a bunch of money from my movie and build an audience with them. That maybe that's a backwards way of thinking. Maybe that's something he's like, oh, you're holding yourself back by not accepting these $500,000 checks. And I'm like, dude, if I were to have a $500,000 check right in front of me, I would guaranteed accept that money. I would guaranteed accept it, right? I would take the money and run. He's like, well, you put your movie on Amazon. I'm like, well, dude, yes, you want to get the recognition, get your name out there. If I'm a nobody, right, it's better to build the recognition to show people that you can actually do it first and then build the studio. So it's like I make the movies, make more movies, and build the studio along the way. Is it backwards? I don't know. Maybe it is, or maybe it isn't. Maybe it's just the way that I'm going about doing things. But for the longest time, I was afraid to put this Subscribe Star out there. And look, if there's only 2 people, but I'm pretty sure there's more than 2 people in the universe between friends and family or random strangers that want to see new original type movies, that want to see content that has never been seen before. And I'm not just saying, like, I understand that it's a tough process. I understand that this is a long road. I understand that the movie studio isn't going to be built overnight. I understand
then I'm not going to get 1 million people giving me $100 a month in 2 days. I understand that. Okay. I understand if it takes me every day, every other day to get another $5 to get another, every other day to get another $5 or more. But it's that snowball effect. It's the work you put in is the work you get out. So I'm finally just going all in with the studio idea concept and going all in with that and making the movies and continuing to share with you guys my vision as we're making the movies. Okay. I'm not stopping to make the movies. We're still continuing to make these projects. And yes, I've got other stuff going on in my life. This isn't the only thing, going on in my life, but it's a main thing. Like, what else am I going to do with my life? I'm Heyo Studios. I'm Tremaine Heyo. This is my vision. This is my company. That's what I want to do. He's like, well, you need to have, in order to have a successful studio, Tremaine, you need a franchise. That's what you need. And I'm like, well, dude, what do you think I'm doing with Ryger? We screened Cat Town. People are already asking me about Cat Town 2. It's like there's only 200 people that have seen Cat Town. They're already asking me about Cat Town 2. So in Rideshare, countless people have asked me about Rideshare too. So what do you think I'm already doing? Does this not? I guess it didn't register with this person. Like, a lot of people are small-minded, right? Or they're only thinking about the negative stuff. Or they're only thinking about the positive stuff. You have to address both. You have to be able to look at both of them and say, okay, is this working or is this not working? Because if the positive aspect, yeah, dude, yeah, to me, the idea of getting a $500,000 check is way ultra positive thinking, way pie in the sky idea positive thinking than trying to get 1,000 people to put in $5 a month. I feel like that's a more realistic way of thinking. And this person is telling me that I'm like supreme positive, like I'm this supreme positive person with my head in the sand. I'm really not. I'm like, I just see myself. I'm pretty sure I could get 1,000 people to get me $5 or maybe, I don't know, maybe it would be easier to get one person to give me $500,000. What do you guys think? What's easier? Leave that in the comments below. But it's to me, it's just insane and mind boggling. Like even after I explain this, right? I'm not just like blowing smoke at people's asses. Like we're actually working on projects. We're making things happen. Like we have a lot going on. Yes, I'm inside a bingo hall. Yes, I'm in the back of a bingo hall. Yes, there's no viewers here watching right now. So no one, okay, no views. No one's going to watch it. So what? I just give up. So I just say, oh yeah, you know what? I should just give up and not ever do it again. Look, like this is what happens, man. And it is a very long, lonely road. Okay. I've lost a lot of good friends in the past that have told me similar things. They've told me, Tremaine, you're chasing a pipe dream. They told me, Tremaine, you have 1 in a million chance to even make a movie. Okay. Well, now I've made 6 movies. All right. So what's my chances now? Mother ever. Right. So it's like, guys, I've been told this before. Don't think you're the first one by telling me that this isn't going to happen. Don't think that you're the first one. Okay. Actually, you're in the majority. Most people say that. And hey, who knows? Maybe they're right. But or maybe we're going to prove them wrong. Maybe if you believe in me and if you believe in the projects that we're working on, maybe you want to help me prove them wrong. It's not about proving them wrong. It's about making great movies that people want to watch, people want to see, and creating a cool movie studio that creates movies that Hollywood wouldn't dare take a chance on. Movies that Hollywood wouldn't, like Cat Town Story. I don't see. I mean, I guess that's more of a Hollywood thing, but I don't know. I doubt that they would do all the work that they did, even with the countless endless resources that they had. So I think it's a matter of look, I hear you out. I hear people out. Oh, you've never done it before. Oh, it's never been done this way before, right? To me, that's actually more encouraging than anything. Oh, it's never been done before. Okay, well then that means I need to do it. Like, okay, well then, I'm not like, oh, this pole jumper, just jumped a 40-foot high building, building, I don't know, a long jumper just jumped 50 feet. Oh, I can do that. No, I don't. I know I can't do that. I know where my limitations are. But I feel like with my personality, my certain set of skills, I can gain enough people to get enough subscribers to get this thing going and growing and continue on and on and on. And I understand, look, like it is a long, lonely road. There's a lot of people that have told me no along the way. There's a lot of people that try to deter me on pretty much on a daily basis, right? But I do my best I hear them out and I kind of tune them out. Like you got to keep working. You can't just listen. If I were to listen to anyone else, of people telling me that I would never be able to make a movie in my life, I'd never be able to write a movie in my life, I'd never be able to go to LA never in my life. Like I've never, I've had this business for 10 years, but I've been doing all these other side gigs. Like they're like, oh, why don't you just do side gigs? Well, yeah, I could do side gigs till the cows come home. I could do side gigs every single day till the day I freaking die. But guess what? I'm going to die doing side gigs, not doing the main gig. Like keeping the main thing, guys. You got to keep the main thing, and that's the main thing. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm this pie in the sky crazy idea. Maybe and creating a movie studio from scratch is an absolutely crazy idea. Maybe it isn't though. But maybe it's something that I'm already working on, but by putting it out there, I knew I would get some pushback. And what's really interesting is that a lot of times the pushback you get is the pushback from people that you think that you would never get this pushback from. You think that you would never in a million years get this type of pushback from. But then when you do get that type of pushback, it's like really interesting. Like, oh, interesting. So that's how they really feel about me. So it's really interesting. So why don't you become a reporter for Yam? Barry Darnell, that's really funny. Dude, I could only hope and dream to become a reporter for the Yam Hill Advocate. I can only hope and dream. That would be like the complete dream come true. No, just kidding. I mean, what you have to realize is that whether you're trying to build a movie studio or whether you're trying to build a knitting company from home, someone said this. So I think what you guys but I'm grateful for people like that. I'm grateful for these naysayers. I'm grateful for people that are always negative at all times. I'm grateful for that because without them, you kind of need some of that pushback. I don't want everyone to be like, oh my God, you're so great. You're doing everything right. Like you have to be able to get some criticism. You have to be able to take that. But when the person that is giving you criticism has never even heard a single word that what you're trying to say, if they're not even trying to understand your side of the story, then that's when you're going to be like, well, you're not listening to me. So why don't I just not listen to you? So this might be a little bit too real for some people. I don't know. Maybe, but like for me, I guess it makes more sense for me to just put it out there, what I'm doing and share with you guys. Cause a lot of people ask me like, well, you're making this movie, you're making that movie. Like, what I went from making a horror movie to making a parody comedy movie to making a movie about cats, to making a found footage movie. So I understand why a lot of people are asking me what my plan is and what the deal is. And it's a completely fair question. But now you guys know. Now you know that I'm working on making the biggest movie studio and greatest movie studio of all time. What you guys have to understand is that you are going to face naysayers. This naysayer tells me that I'm like super positive. I'm just so positive. I think that I'm just gonna put this one link out in Subscribestar, and I'm gonna have 100 million people subscribe immediately. Like, no, that is not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm thinking. I don't think like that. I am smart enough to know that will not happen, and that most of the subscribers are from direct asking questions from friends, family, or people that I know. That's exactly who I'm targeting. I'm not thinking that I'm just going to just chuck this one link up into the universe and everything's going to be hunky dory. I'm going to have this multi-billion-dollar studio the next day. No, this is not what that is. Like this guy goes on this complete rant and messages on me, like complete unhinged rant on me, saying that, I'm ultra positive and like, you think that your studio is just going to happen all overnight. Like, dude, like, do you not understand what I just told you? I said I would rather slow grow the studio, one subscriber at a time, $1 at a time, $5 at a time. and continue to do what I'm doing. I'm making movies while I'm building the studio. Okay. He's like, well, that's not how people do it. That's not how people have done it. It's like, well, dude, I don't care. I'm not comparing myself to other people. I'm not comparing myself to, I'm not saying that I'm following in someone's footsteps. I don't think I am. I'm not the first person to build a movie studio though. I know that for sure. Like the first movie studios were built over 100 years ago. Over 100 years ago. Okay. I think it's time for a new movie studio to be built, baby. And yes, I could collect a check for $100 million. I said that before. I could if I really wanted to. If I really wanted to, I'm sure I could convince some oligarch to give me a boatload of money. But you know what's going to happen if I collect that huge sum of money? Now I'm going to have to make the movies that they want me to make. Now I'm going to have to make the things that they want. You know, I'm not trying to do that. I want to make the movies that are interesting and engaging to me, that I think that will cast a wide net, or a sharp shooting net, like a horror movie like Rideshare, or a wider net like Cat's Town Story, which is like, okay, we're targeting cat lovers. It's not, maybe that's not everyone in the world, but as a general audience, something that you could watch with, something you could watch with your granddaughter or your grandpa or your significant other. So, you know, this is my vision and this is my dream. But I wanted to have and share this with you because I'm experiencing this. And also I want to help you guys along with the journey. I want to give you guys more insight of what I deal with on a daily basis. I mean, this is something that I consider a good friend of mine, but he's directly going on rants against me, saying that it's never going to work out for the studio. You're never going to work out for the studio. It's never going to work out for you. You know, like, look, like, dude, if I listened to people like that, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And yes, okay, I'm in this tiny little room in the back of a bingo hall because that's all I can afford right now. Okay, yes, that's all true. But I'm looking at growing and getting better and going further along in my career. And I didn't put this out there that I'm building a movie studio. I never actually did. I've had Hey Ho Studios for 10 years now. I could have put this up 10 years ago. Maybe I'd be a lot further along. But I don't know. I mean, I was scared for the longest time, but also I think I needed to go through all those other projects. I needed to make those music videos, the wedding videos, the other commercials, you name it. I made any and every single type of video. It's like, well, why don't you just go to San Francisco and make a bunch of commercials? Like, okay, you say that like it's so fucking easy to do. I can go down the street. Oh yeah, give me $100,000 for a commercial. That'd be great. That'd be great. Okay. So if you guys want to pay me $100,000 to make a commercial, I'll do it. I'll do it in 2 days. It'll be the best commercial we've ever seen. That's great. Okay. But that hasn't happened. You know, that hasn't happened, right? I'm not pursuing that. I could do side gigs till the cows come home, but it's not helping the main gig. Okay. So I'm not going to stop doing side gigs, stuff that I have to pay bills immediately, but I'm going to keep the main gig, which is building a movie studio. Anyway, so if you guys ever get naysayers or people that are really negative or people that, look, and I'm not saying that it's going to be hunky dory. It's going to be probably the toughest thing it's easily going to be the toughest thing I've ever done. I mean, actually, no. Like a tougher thing that I've ever done would be go to my cousin's funeral. I think that's a bit of a tougher thing, you know, or dealing with death of loved ones. I think these are tougher things to go through than building a movie studio. These are tougher things, like real stuff, like finding out a loved one is ill. You know, those are tougher things to go through. This is just making movies. This is only making movies. This is only making a movie studio. So in my defense, I've got nothing to lose. I literally have nothing to lose. What else am I going to do with my life? This is all I've ever wanted to do. And this is all I'm doing right now. So anyway, I'm just like, that's my message to you guys. So don't let other people tell you. It's going to happen though. Be prepared. Be prepared, because it just like clockwork. I knew as soon as I put it out there that I'm going to get some pushback saying, oh, this is never going to work. You're never going to be able to do this. You're never, you should be doing it like this. You should be doing it like that. I know better. I know, but look, like I'm just doing what I can one day at a time. We're building a massive movie studio. Guys, if you guys want to help out and help build a massive studio, go to subscribestar.com/HeyHoStudios and be the third person to subscribe. We already have 2 subscribers, 8-Bit Eric and Sean, the Showstopper Valentino. That's why they're here on the back. If you guys are wondering why I have these guys in the back, this is why. So if you guys want to make it to the back there, or if not, you don't have to. If you don't want to, go to that link that's just description below. That's all I got. I got to work on other stuff. Like I just had to get that stuff out there. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe, share it with the world.
and I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. And good night.